Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now. Lions fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is a game changer. The NFL landscape is shifting, and it's happening right now in the NFC North, with a blockbuster trade that could redefine the division's balance of power. Yes, I'm talking about the Detroit Lions making a bold move that has everyone talking. Recently, the headlines exploded with a shocking trade involving Kayvon Thibodeaux, the talented edge rusher from the New York Giants, being shipped off to Detroit. And let me tell you, this isn't just a minor transaction. It's a signal that the Lions are serious about competing at the highest level, especially on defense. But before I dive into the details, let's set the scene for what this means for Detroit and why this move could be pivotal for their quest to reach the Super Bowl once again. To understand the significance of this trade, we have to look at the current state of the Lions' defense. Last season, Detroit's defense showed flashes of brilliance, particularly with Aiden Hutchinson, who established himself as one of the premier edge rushers in the league. Hutchinson's ability to get after the quarterback, combined with his motor and relentless effort, made him a cornerstone of Detroit's defensive front. But as many fans know, having just one dominant pass rusher isn't enough in today's NFL. You need a complementary player, someone who can create pressure from the other side, keep offenses guessing, and make life miserable for quarterbacks. That's exactly what the Lions have been missing, a consistent, dynamic presence to pair with Hutchinson. Now, with the trade for Kayvon Thibodeaux, Detroit is making a bold statement. Thibodeaux, coming out of Oregon and drafted 5th overall by the Giants in 2022, has shown flashes of brilliance early in his career. He's a player with a rare blend of speed, power, and explosiveness, capable of turning the tide of a game with a single rush. Over his 3 seasons in the league, Thibodeaux has accumulated 126 pressures and 23 sacks, which is impressive for such a young player still developing his game. His potential is sky-high, and under the right coaching staff, he could become one of the league's elite pass rushers. This trade also makes a lot of sense when you consider the Giants' situation. New York has been in a bit of a rebuilding phase, especially on defense. The Giants recently drafted Abdul Carter, a promising linebacker, and they already have Brian Burns, a solid edge rusher, on their roster. Kayvon Thibodeaux, while talented, has had moments of inconsistency and has been embroiled in some locker room disputes, including a recent altercation with Jermaine Illuminor during OTAs. His future with the Giants was looking uncertain, especially with no long-term deal in place and ongoing contract negotiations. The Giants, recognizing that they need to rebuild and focus on their future, decided to maximize value by trading Thibodeaux, and that's where the Lions come in. For Detroit, this isn't just about adding another player, it's about solidifying the defense for the long haul. As Hutchinson prepares to return from his injury, having a reliable and explosive edge rusher like Thibodeaux opposite him is exactly what the team needs. Think about what this duo could mean for opposing offenses. Hutchinson, with his relentless motor and ability to set the edge, combined with Thibodeaux' speed-to-power rush, creates a nightmare scenario for any quarterback. When you have 2 players capable of generating pressure, it not only boosts the pass rush, but also opens up opportunities for the rest of the defense, allowing linebackers and secondary players to thrive. This move also aligns perfectly with the Lions' broader strategy. Detroit has been building a team that can contend now, not just in the future. They've invested heavily in their offensive line and skill positions, but their defense is the missing piece that could catapult them into serious Super Bowl contention. Adding Thibodeaux, who is still young and has untapped potential, gives Detroit a high-upside player who can develop into a dominant force under the guidance of defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and head coach Dan Campbell. And let's not forget, Campbell's aggressive, physical style of coaching is a perfect fit for a player like Thibodeaux, who thrives in chaos and can bring relentless pressure. Now, some might ask, what does this mean for the NFC North? Well, the division has been relatively balanced in recent years, with the Vikings, Packers, Lions, and Bears all vying for supremacy. But with this kind of move, bolstering their pass rush, the Lions are signaling that they're not content to be just a middle-of-the-road team anymore. They want to take a leap forward and challenge the Vikings and Packers for division supremacy. Remember, Detroit has already shown they're a playoff-caliber team, finishing strong last season and making impressive strides on both sides of the ball. The addition of a player like Thibodeaux could be the final piece that pushes them over the edge. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade also demonstrates the Lions' commitment to building a defense that can go toe-to-toe with the best. With Hutchinson and Thibodeaux terrorizing offenses, teams will have to double-team one or the other, which opens up opportunities for the secondary and linebackers to make plays. It's a classic recipe for a championship-caliber defense, and Detroit's front office is clearly betting on their young core to deliver in critical moments. And let's talk a bit about the potential impact this could have on the team's overall performance. A dominant pass rush has a ripple effect. It creates turnovers, forces bad throws, and allows the secondary to be more aggressive. With the kind of pressure Thibodeaux can generate, expect more sacks, more forced fumbles, and more opportunities for Detroit's offense to capitalize. This is exactly the kind of formula that championship teams excel at: a balanced attack that keeps opponents guessing and on their heels. Now, I want to highlight how this move fits into the Lions' broader philosophical approach. Detroit has been underdog for so long, but they're finally showing they're ready to compete with the best. Every move they make is strategic, whether it's drafting well, signing key players, or making bold trades like this one. It's a message to the division and the league. The Lions are here to stay, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring a Super Bowl trophy back to Detroit. Of course, no move is perfect, and there will always be questions about how Thibodeaux will adapt to Detroit's scheme and what kind of leadership he'll bring to the locker room. But if there's one thing we know about Dan Campbell's coaching style, it's that he's all about maximizing potential and fostering a tough, gritty culture. Thibodeaux's explosive talent combined with Detroit's aggressive style could be exactly what the team needs to push to the next level. So, fans, I hope you're as excited as I am about this development. The Lions are making bold moves, and it's clear they're not just aiming for a playoff appearance. They want to contend for the Super Bowl. This trade signals a new era of confidence and ambition in Detroit, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it unfolds in the upcoming season. The NFC North just got a lot more interesting, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out on the field. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think adding Thibodeaux will be the missing piece that finally pushes Detroit over the top? Or are there still some concerns about how he'll fit into the scheme and the locker room? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the Lions as a team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, deeper analysis, and all the latest news from Detroit. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's keep this Lions family growing stronger every day. The journey to another Super Bowl is on, and with moves like this, the future is looking brighter than ever. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lions!